Grayling, Timalis timalis, that elegant beauty also known as the Lady of the Stream. They rely on pristine, cold water, which is getting ever more scarce and makes these fish even more precious. My own fly fishing journey began fishing for grayling in Finnish Lapland 15 years ago. Since then, I've returned almost every year for another dose of the particular elixir that is Lappish grayling. The rest of the year, my dreams are filled with memories of trips gone by or the thought of the next trip and potentially huge dry fly eaters. The summer this far north is incredibly short, something that was further reinforced on last year's trip when greeted by frozen lakes and leafless trees in mid-June. When summer does arrive, it's an explosion of life, and the fish often take their opportunity to feed frantically on the water's surface. For many years we dreamt of catching 50cm grayling. That target was eventually achieved many times over, and in recent years it has increased to the rare specimen size of 60cm. This summer, in the best place that I know, at a time of the season in which we have seen fish of this size before, the chase was on.
We 1,100 left.
So welcome back to Lapland and welcome back to Kilpisjärvi. We've been on the road for about 24 hours and are pretty tired now and just got our final bits of shopping from the Kilpisjärvi supermarket. Now we head to the cottage to unload and get a bit of rest.
Mä sanoin vähän.
No se on vähän, sulla on pieni kupsa.
Kippis.
Kippis.
Kippis. Welcome to Finland again.
60 centimetres.
Yep.
After the welcome drinks, I couldn't resist heading over the road to wet a fly with a little bit of pike fishing. The weather was terrible, and with the drinks and tiredness, my filming was terrible. But on the first cast, this happened.
Got a pike straight away.
Is a fish on the first cast of a trip a curse? Or is it a sign of good things to come? Or is that all superstitious nonsense? Maybe, but as fishermen, we tend to become superstitious beings, no matter how illogical that may be.
We just started rigging up in the morning and the rain has come and there's plenty of rain promised, so let's see how long we can get. We're going to just go across the lake to our local rapids, see if we can catch some grayling there. Let's give it a go.
Full of hope, if not expectation, of a good start, we headed out across the lake. The initial impressions were firstly that the water level was very low. It had been a particularly hot and dry summer before we arrived, and we had never seen this little water here. Secondly, there were no bugs in the air. This was very unusual for an August day when the wind wasn't blowing hard. It was bitterly cold, so I thought that that could be a partial explanation, though normally that makes little difference. Nothing could be seen rising initially, but that didn't stop me from starting with a dry fly. Experience told me that the fish could still be tempted to rise.
Oh. It came up and missed it. It rejected.
A combination of overexcitement and unsure visuals on the fly led to me striking on a miss from what looked like a decent fish. Nothing else rose to the clink hammer, so I tried swinging a red tag before going deeper with a streamer. Still nothing. But Sami did find something.
Oh! 3 centimetre. Ten centimetre. Oh. Nice one. No, but better.
A little further downstream, Joni had found what he described as a good fish rising. Nothing that he had presented to it worked though, so I was given a shot. Sitting on the bank, I spotted a lone caddis in the bushes, so tied on a Goddard caddis to see if that would tempt it.
Further down. That's not the big one.
It's better like me.
2025.
We found nothing more than small fish to target the rest of the day, and it certainly wasn't the start that we were looking for.
That was it.
But still, 5 days remained, and we headed back to the cottage, cold, wet, and in need of the cabin fire, sauna, and hot sauce tasting that would follow. The cottage that we were renting was part of a group of cottages which have shared access to several boats positioned at various lakes. As we set off on our planned trip for the day, another car was parked at the boat launch, and someone else was loading the boat. Time to come up with another plan. Off to the next lake with a boat, and this time we had more luck, with the boat waiting for us there. Some locals were heading out onto the lake with sinking lines and streamers, the only tactic that they said was working. We made the decision to head for a small river at the far end of the lake, about 3 kilometers away, and somewhere that we hadn't been before. Getting out onto the lake with the electric motor was pretty tricky, navigating through rocks, against the current, in a narrow channel.
This side.
But with teamwork, we eventually made it and found our way out, across the lake, and to the river mouth. It was soon evident that this was not a regularly fished river. With no beaten paths around, moving upstream wasn't easy. Joni found a small riser, which he eventually caught, and we continued further upriver. Exploring these more remote waters doesn't always pay off, but the more you explore, the more likely you are to find something special. That feeling when you do find stunning fishing in a remote location that you worked hard to get to is difficult to describe. Discovering new spots for yourself is all part of the adventure and the fun. Despite great-looking water, fish were not easy to locate.
Well, found a little fish. So Joni, what's going on? Where's the fish?
On the river.
Where?
That's for sure.
Where's the big fish?
Other river.
Other river.
I continued further upstream on my own to see if I could find fish in the more turbulent water. Even if I didn't find fish, the scenery there was worth the trip.
Got a fish. Small fish. Oh, and it's off. Ah, no.
Well, there were fish here, but were there any big fish? And could I actually catch something? That was the deepest hole that I'd found in the rapids, but it certainly wasn't a big grayling.
Something happened there. Fish. Now I've got to get down to the pool. Oh, I think I'm going to have to leave my rod here. bad one. Well, it's small, but it's small. There we go. And big trout would be nice too. Looks like a trouty spot.